Hi, this is Diane Lovetobake on YouTube. What we're going to make are cookies, but we're going to make sugar cookies. This particular recipe is great for any time of the year, whether it's Christmas or Easter or whatever celebrations you might be having for yourself and your family. It's easy, it's quick, and it's really a good tasting recipe. So let's get started. First off, you're going to need, and by the way, I'm sorry, but I no longer put the list of ingredients below the video, and I'll hopefully explain that later on to you as the video progresses. So hopefully I'll go slowly enough and clearly enough that if you want to jot it down, you're going to be able to get the recipe and follow through with it, okay? So first, let's start off that you're going to need 2 3/4 cups of flour, okay? You're also going to be needing 1 teaspoon of baking soda and 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, okay? So those are your dry ingredients, all right? Now, what I like to do is I just actually take that baking soda and powder, and then with a little whisk, or you can use a fork or a spoon, just give it a good stir. You don't have to spend a lot of time with it. Just give it a good stir and set that aside for the moment. Now, the next thing that you're going to need is butter, and you need 1 cup of butter. I went ahead and I cut it into small pieces because I think it's quicker and faster to cream it, as well as for the video to move it along. And do have it in a softened state. This has been sitting on my counter for a little bit, so it's quite soft. And I'm just going to put all of it into my mixing bowl. Now, you can do this recipe with your hand mixer if you prefer. So use whatever you have or you want to use. But I like to use the stand-up, again, because I find it's quicker for me and for the videos, so I don't have to keep you so long if you're interested in following through watching my video. The next thing that we're going to do before we put our sugar in, I'm going to turn on my mixer. I'm using my paddle, and I'm going to warn you about the sound because this can come very loud on your end. So every time I'll give you a heads up when I turn this on, and here's your heads up. I'm just going to beat this and cream it and smooth it all together, okay? Alright, of course, normally would I use a lower speed? Yes. But again, I'm just trying to move it along and that type of thing. Now, next thing I am now going to put in is granulated sugar. And you need 1 1/2 cups of granulated sugar to the cup of butter that I've already put in. And I'm just going to put a little at a time. Beat it in. You'll want to beat it till it's nice and smooth, and it has like a yellow smooth quality to it, and that might take you 2 to 3 minutes depending on your speed, depending on if you're using a hand mixer to a stand. So but you be the judge of a very smooth and pale yellow color when they are combined together. So heads up on the sound. Now again, raise that speed. That is not the speed that I beat on. It's more of a medium speed. But again, bears repeating because I do get the questions, I do get the comments, so I try to be as thorough as possible in giving the instructions. And blend that till it's nice and smooth. And again, depending on your speed, depending on what you're using, is going to determine the time that you're going to be able to incorporate that to be really smooth and really silky. Okay? The next thing we're going to be putting in is 1 egg. I have had the egg at room temperature. Warn you about the sound. The next thing we're going to put in is a teaspoon of vanilla. Warn you about the sound. Take your time on creaming this, beating it, incorporating it all together. I like to scrape my sides of my mixer and get to the bottom where sometimes that paddle does not get to. And what we're going to do next, of course, is just start putting in the dry slowly at a slow speed, a little at a time, till it's all combined. You don't want to over mix it or overbeat it, because I think the cookies come up tough or they become too dense and you might not enjoy them that way. And again, the lower your speed, you're not going to get all of this dry mixture all over you or your kitchen. So I'm going to start putting a little in at a time, and then I'm going to warn you about the sound. Tend to raise the speed a little bit when I know that, again, that flour won't go all over. Okay. Now, of course, I raised my speed not only to make it go faster for the video, but what it also does is it cleans the side of the inside of the bowl. It helps to get to the bottom of the bowl and that type of thing. So it looks like I'm just going to put it on, just the mixer on, just for a few minutes, not even minutes, I would say seconds, just to get some on the bottom that I can see. Warn you about the sound. And when you put it that high, it's kind of really cool because it cleans. You know, it brings all the batter more together to the center. And now I'm just going to take my paddle out, and let's push this mixer aside, and I'm going to just take off the excess to my paddle. And this is where I always say, you know, I'm kind of meticulous in how much I get off my paddle. I might leave a little bit more because of the video when I'm doing my baking, not you know, filming it. But you know, ingredients are so expensive these days. And baking is so much fun. I know it is for me, and I'm sure it is for a lot of you too. And doing it with the kids and baking with grandchildren, that kind of thing. But I hate to waste anything, so I spend a bit of time to get that excess off. Okay, and now I'm just going through the cookie dough, cleaning the sides of the bowl, checking that bottom to see if it's all mixed and blended, and if it isn't, then I'm going to use my spatula to do that. Okay, and I'm going to show you the cookie dough. It is a bit sticky and it is a bit heavy, but even though it has weight to it, please don't think these cookies are very heavy and very dense, and you're not going to like them. Okay, I'm going to rinse my hands quickly, and then we're going to put some down on the cookie tray. Now, if you want ahead and use your Teflon or silicone mats or parchment paper, feel free. You don't have to grease your pan or anything. I have already done some baking prior to this, so this is the same parchment paper that I'm using, that I just finished baking less than probably half hour ago. And I'm using this small scoop. If you don't have a scoop, I would suggest about the size of a walnut, that type of thing. And its shell is what I'm talking about. I like to use the scoops because I think, you know, my cookies come out more uniform and they bake more uniformly and that kind of thing. Do place them about 2 inches apart. Now, if you want to bake them just like this, and you don't want to garnish them with jimmies or sprinkles or colored sugar, that kind of thing, just, you know, you can leave them on the pan and bake them like this, okay? Or what I like to do with them is I like to decorate them. So I put them 2 inches apart, and what I like to do is I just flatten them a little bit. Now, how I flatten them is I've just used the bottom of a glass. I have a little bit of water here, cool water, and I just take a little of the excess off, and I've got it down to a science. It actually generally won't stick on the cookie till about 3 cookies. And then I put a little bit of more water. Now, don't drown the cookies though with it. If you're using the colored sugar, you can actually just dip your glass into the colored sugar, but I'm using jimmies. And I'm not going to bore you with putting cookies down. But again, if you use the water, you don't want a lot, okay? Very little, just enough to press it down. Now, you can also press it down with your fingertips and a little bit of water on your fingertips. Or you can bake them, as I said, just where it's a little mound, and when they bake, they will spread and they will melt down for you. What I like is leaving, for the colored jimmies, that little bit of residue of tiny water, is that when I go to sprinkle on the jimmies, and you could spread them out with your index finger, then they tend to stick better that way, okay? But if you're using colored sugar, I would suggest fill a bowl with colored sugar, use the bottom of your glass if you want to decorate the tops of them, okay? And it's as simple as that. Now, you're going to bake these at 375 degrees, and they could take you anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes to bake up properly. If you bake them a little longer, the cookie's going to be crisper. If you bake it on the lower side, it'll have a bit more of a chew to it, or moistness in the center, so that's going to be up to you. And I start checking mine at about 6 minutes, because you know, all our ovens set up so differently. So you know that. And checking so that you don't over bake them, okay? So I'm just going to wash my hands quickly because I was working with raw cookie dough and raw egg. And I'd like to show you the finished product of these cookies, these sugar cookies. And here they are. They do bake up just beautifully. They really do. Now, you can get about 4 dozen cookies if you stay about that size of a walnut that we talked about. But of course, if you want to make them larger, you're going to get less, you know, cookies. If you make them smaller, you adjust your baking time. Either way, sometimes if you go larger, you're going to have to adjust your baking time. If you're going a lot smaller than the walnut, again, you're going to go on the low side of the time. So you decide on that. But anyway, it's a good size cookie, as you can see. It will have a hard surface on the top as well as the bottom, okay? You'll have a nice pale golden brown on the bottom, okay? And then when you break open to it, they'll have a wonderful snap to them. These are also great for dipping in hot chocolate or milk or even coffee, okay? And again, they are a crisper cookie, all right? I have one to show you that I baked, a group I baked a little bit longer just to show you. And you can see the bottoms, okay? This cookie is going to be even crisper than the one that I just showed you. But they are absolutely delicious. They really are. And again, you can bake them without any decorations. You can drizzle them with chocolate glaze or frosting and decorate them however that you want to, according to you know, a themed holiday or baby shower or wedding or graduation. These cookies are, they just, well, they're easy to make. That's the best way to put it. Now, if you, I'm trying to remember what I wanted to say. Isn't that crazy? I just wanted to tell you that, again, I do get comments and people that write to me. I will do my very best to answer in a timely fashion. I no longer put the recipe below the video. I just got a letter on this, so, or rather an email, I'm sorry. So that's why I'm making a point also to explain. I'm not alone on this, but I got so tired of seeing my work pinned and posted in other places that when nice and kind people like yourselves write to me, I can't, well, if I do write to you, you're not going to get it because it's not even on YouTube. So if you watch me on YouTube, you write to me on YouTube, I'll get your question, I'll get your comment, and again, I will do my best to answer in a timely fashion. And if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, well, I can't thank you enough. Or ring the bell or give it a like. You know, I have several sugar cookies and over close to 900 videos of video recipes that I have on my YouTube channel. So please check it out. A great variety of a little of everything. So I want to thank you again for taking the time to watch Diane Lovetobake on YouTube. Stay well, stay safe, and I'll see you soon.